Hey, folks. Welcome. Welcome. Hang on a second.
Hello.
Welcome to the Your Photography Mentor
Wait. Was I
podcast.
not on the screen? Was I not on the screen? Because that's a deal breaker.
No, you're on the screen, man. You're on the
Okay.
screen. It's all
Okay.
good. It's all good. I was making sure that we were unmuted. Welcome to the Your Photography Mentor podcast. Rich Coleman with my host, Rich Coleman, my co-host. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, David?
I'm doing great. Hey, do
You
you
look
remember?
fresh. You look awesome. I mean, you look great. I mean, you always look great. But I'm saying, like, you feel. I feel like you look great. Like you feel peppy.
Thanks. It's because we're hosting all sorts of family and guests and stuff the last couple of weeks, and
Perks of living at the beach, bro.
I gotta, it's funny. It's like I saw this sign once that said, like, you never know how many good friends you have until you have a beach house. So it's pretty funny. No, but we only have family staying at our house, and then we have some very close friends who are like family with only like one or two kids that have stayed at our house. But anyways, hey, I have a question
And
for you.
me with no kids. Me with no
Yes,
kids. Don't worry.
you're
I'll
coming.
babysit.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Hey, do you remember when plastic surgery was kind of like a taboo subject? You know, but the thing is now you mention Botox, and no one even raises an eyebrow.
I get it.
Do you get it?
I get it. Botox. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Rich.
Quick three. Tell me. Let's 1, 2, 3 it, man.
What's the quick three again? You have to remind me. I know we talked about
Quick
this.
three is where we just like bring up 3 like current-ish events in the photography world. Like let's say the R5 dropped today. We could talk about that. But since that
You bring
drop,
up something.
I'm going to bring up something. This is the Godox Flash, the Godox TT600. As somebody who is a huge Yunyo fan, I'm like pretty pumped on this flash. So as the camera nerd between the two of us and the guy that like makes things and takes things apart, I couldn't be more happy with this like $50 flash. It blows my mind because the Yunyo used to be that cheap, and now they go up to like $99 because of how much we tell people to buy them. So
Yeah, must be.
if you're looking for a great speed light, this is it.
It can be your go-to, your go-do.
Tell us how to pronounce it.
I don't
Tell
know.
us,
Is it
please.
Godox? Is it Godox? Godot? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll have to
David.
go and look for it. What's up?
You give me one more, and I'll end with the last top 3 or what's new or whatever we're going to call this little segment. Anything.
You know what? This is interesting actually to me because I'm passionate about sunglasses at this point. When I say passionate, meaning I have 2 pairs, and one of the pairs was scratched for the last 4 years because I kept on. So here's the deal: I buy Maui Jim sunglasses. These ones are actually scratched. These are awesome. Here's my sunglasses. Okay, they're awesome, but
I'll take a pair.
These ones are a little scratched. They're like 3 or 4 years old, something like that. I bought these when my other ones were too scratched because I had dropped them too many times, and one of the lenses is cracked. I think they're stronger lenses now. But Maui Jims have like the most incredible. I'm not paid to say this. I just freaking love them. They have the most incredible polarization, I think, in the world that I've seen. It's just they're mind blowing. It's like when you're looking at the water, it's like I feel like angels are singing. It's just incredible. And they're like the way I describe them is they're like a massage in your eyes. I say that because I had my first pair, which I don't have here, and it was amazing. They broke, and I got so lazy I like didn't even send them in time for the warranty because they have like a 2-year warranty. It's been on my to-do list for 4 years. It's been on my to-do list. It's been on my to-do list for 4 years to just send the sunglasses in to get the lenses replaced because I've heard their customer service at Maui Jim is awesome. So I send them in, and they don't fix my lenses. They just send me a new pair, like a brand new pair. Not these. My other ones are like they've never been used. Like they're because mine are all scuffed up because I like scuffed. Like see how the scuffs there because I use them hard, right? I go paddleboarding with this and fall in the water and all sorts of junk. They sent me a brand new pair. So I was just stoked. Like, that's amazing customer service. You send them a repair, and it cost a few bucks for the repair, whatever it was, but they're like $250 brand new. So to pay whatever it was for the repair was like,
it's
that's
like
fine.
Apple Care Plus for your glasses.
Yeah, and they just send me a brand new pair, and I was just like, that's amazing. That's awesome customer service. That's what I'm talking about. So, anyways, what are those?
These were $12. These are $12 polarized sunglasses on Amazon.
So the argument there is like, oh, if I had expensive sunglasses, I would just lose them and they get scratched too. But the reality is, and I actually kind of thrashed these, but they're really good. They're actually really sturdy.
It's because it's actual glass.
But like the reality, and this is with my wife too. She's like, my kids are gonna, I'm gonna lose them or whatever. I'm like, if you spend money on something, you will take better care of it. Okay, if you spend good money on a camera, some of you guys make the argument about cameras or lenses. Like, no. If you spend good money on it, you will value it more because you worked hard to earn the money to get that thing, right?
Boom, I love it.
Hey, you know what?
We were only on 2, but that's fine.
That's on 2. Go for the third thing because we got some exciting stuff to talk about.
Look what broke. Look what broke yesterday on me, or the other day. My Apple Watch.
Ooh, how did
just popped. The battery popped and the screen popped off.
Ooh, man.
This is an Apple Watch version 1 that I've had since the day it came out. So it doesn't owe me anything. It was covered under an extended warranty up until 4 years, but it's 5 years old. So tech thing number 3 is I have a new Apple Watch coming to me, hopefully.
Nice. Well, so I have Generation 4, I think.
They only made that for a little
now?
bit. They're at Generation 5 now. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was the shortest run Apple Watch they made that you're wearing.
Oh, I like it. I didn't have an Apple Watch because they weren't waterproof, until Generation 4. Like, that was the first time they were like, hey, waterproof to X amount of feet or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Well, no, I go swimming and surfing with it all the time. So it's been great. But because they've been water resistant before. But the Generation 1, could you even put it in the sink? Like, can you
I surfed and I went in the water with it all the time.
Okay, I had heard that those were like, no, you don't want to get in the water.
I mean, I wouldn't do it now that the screen is popped off, but this thing actually works, and the battery blew up, which popped it off. It was just a sad day. Like I just told somebody, like, man, I had the Apple Watch version 1, and it's the best watch I've ever had, and I never need it. And then 2 days later, boom.
Sorry, man. I haven't wore a watch. I just got this watch, I think a year ago, whenever it came out. It's the first watch I've had. I didn't have any of the other generations of Apple Watches or Fitbits or anything. First watch I've had since I was I think 8. So a long time, almost like whatever the math is, 22 years or something. Or no, more than that, like 28 years. I'm not good at math right now. But I love it. I love it, man. I have the weather right here. I have my timer for when my kids go into timeout, because that's all the time right now. I'm like, go to timeout. I'm like, it's one button, click that, click 1 minute. That's literally why I have my Apple Watch, because I can time my kids in timeout. Because otherwise I'll be like, go to your room and go to timeout, and I forget, and my kid's like, Dad. I'm like, crap.
That's awesome.
Only for 3 minutes. But anyways,
3 hours.
It's just the middle child that I forget, so it's fine.
Yeah, who cares about them?
Oh man,
I've noticed that the Apple Watch makes me not so glued to my phone. If I have my phone in my hand, I'm obviously going to be on Facebook or something. If I have my phone, I'm going to make up some BS excuse to be on it. But with my watch, I have it set to do not disturb, and only text messages come through. So it's not like I'm reading a text, hanging up on that text, and then playing on Facebook. It's I get a text, I don't need to answer it. It's David, dismiss, and just keep playing with my family. So I actually get more FaceTime with my kids having an Apple Watch.
I can see that argument. I kind of agree. I like it for that reason too, because I feel like I'm less time on my phone, sort of. But does it just remind you of taking the lumbar support out? Or does it just remind you that you need to go do something? I don't know. I guess it's an argument, because a lot of times these days we are too distracted by our phones, by our technology. And
we have a pretty good face down chi charge rule at the house. The phone gets put on the counter. It's we never said that, but that's what we both do.
Does it
my
charge
wife never
face
answers
down?
the phone.
Does the phone?
But you know what I mean. When it's face.
I was like, really? I was like, I thought it had to charge in the back. It's I didn't. I've been doing it wrong.
And my wife might as well not have a phone, because if I call her right now, and she's 20 feet or 30 feet in my house that way, she won't answer.
Right.
because she's taking care of the kids and the phone's on the charger, which is kind of a unwritten rule.
Yeah, I get you. That sounds like
But
kind of
after
a
11
charged
years,
statement.
I still do what she says, man. I do everything she says.
Oh man. Well, today, so a couple things, some really exciting things coming up. Speaking of like Apple technology and products and stuff like that, if I ever get my act together and finish it, I'm in the process of filming. Truth be told, I haven't started filming yet, but I've been planning a brand new iPhone photography course. I'm saying this publicly because I want you guys to remind me and keep me accountable, because it's been crazy with family visiting. I haven't been able to film this yet, but I'm going to make a brand new iPhone photography course. I think I'm calling it iPhone Photography 101. I think is what we're calling it. Very soon, and it's gonna be awesome. My idea for the course, I'm saying this publicly, so y'all can hold me accountable, and that way I'm like,
so we have to do it.
So we have to do it, because if you say something publicly, then you have to do it, right? My goal is that the course would be about an hour long. So that it's, because my previous iPhone photography course, I don't even remember, but it's really outdated. It's 5 or 6 years old now. I think it was like 5 or 6 hours of content. I forget. It was 8 modules, so it was just like really robust, and it was just too in depth, in my opinion. And technology has changed so much, and a lot of the stuff that I find myself using with my iPhone is actually the stuff that's built into the camera and built into the editing stuff. Like I use Snapseed
way
still,
better now,
but it's way better than it used to be, and it's easy to like quickly do stuff and quickly do changes and stuff like that. So, anyways, I feel like it's time for me to remake that course. And it's going to be available for our photo mentorship students, probably
That's
exclusively
awesome.
inside the photo mentorship. So people who, all of our photo mentorship students, you guys will get first access to that iPhone photography course, and maybe no one else will get access to it. Maybe it'll only be for our monthly members of photo mentorship.
And if you want to make it shorter, David, I could just film. I mean, I could just teach it. If you want it to be really short, like about 8 minutes long, just be like, Rich will film this course. That's my superpower.
Are you making fun of yourself?
2-hour long content and making it into 30 minutes. Concise, though. Concise.
Very concise, and lots of punchy one-liners. Do you want to give them context to what we're talking about?
We can, but I thought
we don't have
this
to.
would be.
We don't have to.
Well, no, let's do it. I want to, but what we need to do, because we've talked about it, let's give away a Godox, because we love. I'm falling in love with the brand the more I use it. Ooh. Let's give away a Godox strobe, because I see 2 behind your head. Let's do that today.
A strobe or a flashlight or a speed light?
Let's give away the strobe, man. Let's ball out.
Okay.
It's not my money.
Right. So
all you have to do to win this light that David's paying for is share this podcast right now, and our team will run your name through an automated generating thing and pick somebody that shares this. But because I like giveaways, David, I want to give and talk about a little bit. I want to give away the photo mentorship. What are your thoughts on that?
Ooh, you're going to give away the whole thing? Yeah, let's do it. We'll give that away.
I love that you're genuinely surprised, because I literally threw that at you like a boomerang.
I know. I was like, oh, that's a great idea. Are we going to give away, like, how much time are we giving away? Because it's a membership. Are we giving away like a month or 2 months, 3 months, a year? What are we doing?
What do you want to do? It's your business. Like I said, I'm just the guy in the black V-neck that gives stuff away. 6 months free access. You can learn everything.
6 months. That sounds great.
And you might actually get to see my course that is way too concise.
No, it's gonna be great. Hey, I put up the Godox light on the screen. So this is the Godox. So I'm actually, Rich, I need to get this kit. Can y'all send me this kit? Can y'all, or like the whole amazing kit? Today
it'll be shipped to you from B&H today, sir.
Sweet. Yeah, because I have a live webinar on Thursday at 11 a.m. Central Time. Is that correct? Thursday at 11 a.m. Central Time this coming week. About studio lighting. I think we're calling it a studio lighting masterclass. And I want to demo these lights because I've heard they're amazing, because my lights are probably a little outdated. But anyways, we're going to give away this $109 strobe, an amazing studio strobe, to one of you guys who share this live recording of our podcast. So
to win it, what do they have to do?
All they got to do is just share. They just got to share. If you're watching this live, you can share it on Facebook, and then one of you guys is going to win that. And then we're going to give away that whole kit. I'm going to share my screen again for a second. We're going to give away that whole kit. It's over here. Give away that whole kit where you get, here's the kit. We're going to get 2 lights, a bag, and a wireless trigger and transmitter.
Trigger,
as well
receiver,
as like a bag. It's
yeah.
awesome. It's like it's got all this stuff in it. It's really amazing. It's got 2 of these lights, and they're good. They're a good amount of power. And the cool thing about this light here is that you can actually, sorry, not the light. Oop, there we go. The cool thing about this transmitter is that apparently you can control the power of the light remotely, because it just like connects to your hot shoe, and you can control the power of the light remotely. So that's really cool, because if you're wanting to control the light that's raised up super high on the other side of the room or something like that, you don't have to lower the light, change it. You can literally just push buttons and do it. So we're going to be giving away this lighting kit.
And it gives a digital display, so you're not like guessing. I know, like for like a long, this technology used to suck. It used to be like, push this button 9 times per stop. So you're sitting there counting like 1, 2, 3, like you're counting to 18 to move the light up to twice as powerful. Right. It was awful. And you were guessing. You didn't know. You were like,
I know.
Oh.
And you're like, oh, I stopped, because it's the stop. So yeah.
Well, I mean, Thursday, to be honest with you,
what's up?
Like this is a really cool webinar to check out, because I'm just going to be mean, because I'm Rich Coleman, your go-to mean guy. Like lighting scared the hell out of me when I first started, because I didn't
explicit
understand
rating
it.
Now we have an explicit
Boop,
rating on our podcast. Oh gosh.
I don't give a beep. I have that sound effect somewhere. Okay. But you'll hear a lot of photographers say like, I'm natural only, and they kind of use that as like a cockiness factor, like, oh, I'm natural light only. Here's the thing: there are certain situations
they're probably scared to use studio strobes. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the issue is, I would rather know how to use it and not ever need it than be in that moment where you need it and you don't know how to use it. Like, it's the worst feeling in the world, in the pit of your stomach, to know you have to give your paying clients crappy photos. So knowing how to use a flash or a studio strobe and let it enhance your work is key. And that's what the webinar this Thursday is about. It's like taking this stuff that seems so complicated and bringing it down to a basic level for understanding. Because honestly, like David's repertoire of studio shoots is like ridiculous. Like the 5 coolest shoots I've ever been on have been with David Molnar in a studio somewhere, because it's just like amazing. And I'm setting up all these crazy lights. It's taking me 2 hours to put the stupid brand new Westcott box together on the stupid disc. Like every fun shoot I've ever had has probably been with David, because he was so kind. Yeah. Because you were so kind to bring me with you. This little kid from North Carolina.
You're sweet, man. Well, so we're gonna give that away at the end of this podcast. We actually have some really cool stuff. We're gonna be talking about some of our first paying gigs on this podcast episode. So we're gonna be giving away that studio strobe today, one of the strobes, and then we're gonna be giving away the whole lighting kit on Thursday on our live studio lighting masterclass on Thursday at 11 a.m. And do we have a link? Maybe one of our team members can post a link or send me a link to where they can actually register for that live webinar. That's on Thursday. I think so if you have not shared yet, share away, because we're going to be giving away a free thing today. And then also we're going to give away the photo mentorship. Right? Today we're going to give it away. Which is
like probably more valuable, because every course you make is worth X, and to watch them all, I mean, it's like a $6,000 value.
Yeah, so we're going to be giving away 6 months of the photo mentorship. So here's what it looks like when you log into the photo mentorship. This is like your home screen. This is some of the recent courses we had. You can go to learning tracks and all that stuff. But if you go to my library, you can go to courses of Cha, and you can see all the courses that we have. And we have courses from other amazing instructors like Emily McGonigal on Photoshop retouching and stuff like that. But look, we have Studio Lighting 201. If you scroll down the page a little bit, you'll find Studio Lighting 101 here. And so we'll be teaching some of the best lessons from that Studio Lighting 101 course on this free training webinar on Thursday. And so this course is really amazing. Poured my heart into it. And then if you want to go even more in depth, then you could watch the Studio Lighting 201 course as well. But basically, members of the Photo Mentorship will get unlimited access to all of these courses that you're seeing. And they get presets, which are one-click editing presets each month. Right now we have 70 Lightroom presets and 5 Photoshop overlays. So we have 75 that you can get. And see up here where it says 19 credits, this test account has 19 credits. For every credit you have, you can trade it in for a pack. Okay, you can trade it in for one of these packs of presets, and we have a ton of them, and they're super awesome. So Sunflare Collection, Dreamy Backlit Collection, Astrophotography, Classic Weddings, dramatic landscapes, HDR perfection, birds. We have the ebony skin collection, indoor maternity collection. We have all sorts of awesome stuff. So anyways, one of you guys is going to get free access to the photo mentorship, and I think we should actually do that now. Can we have our team pick one of you guys who shared that and give away 6 months?
I
free
will.
to that?
I will message them right now.
So Kate Elkin is saying TPM is amazing. Alana McKibben is saying photo mentorship is awesome. Yep, you guys are amazing. So awesome. So we're going to. Lisa Marie said. Lisa Broyles said shared 3 billion times. Kate Elkin is asking if it's 11 a.m. Central Time, Eastern Time. It's actually 11 a.m. It's 11 a.m. Central Time. Yeah, there we go. Sorry.
All right, we have a winner. Let me send that to you.
So this is for the photo mentorship, free for 6 months to one of you guys. Okay, and fantastic. Rich, you're going to I'll do. Do you have your sound effects ready? Do you have your sound effects ready? Okay.
Thank you for telling me. My flashlight's been on since we started. That would have sucked.
You're flashing us. Yeah. I'll drum roll. You can release. You can name the winner.
Okay, ready? Drum roll me, David.
Winner of TPM, which is the photo mentorship, free for 6 months, where you get to stream unlimited access to all of our courses and get unlimited questions answered from photography mentors. The winner is
Teresa Sullivan.
Teresa Sullivan, congrats. You have won.
Teresa.
You have won 6 months.
You don't have to sell a van to get this. You just get it.
Well done. You don't have to sell a van. Oh, love it. I need to sell a sandy minivan. Our minivan has not been vacuumed out since we moved here 9 months ago, and it is so much sand in it. It's just unbelievable. But Teresa, you have won 6 months of the photo mentorship, where you can get unlimited access to all of our courses and unlimited questions answered by photography mentors like me and Rich and Crystal and Brandon and Emily. It's going to be so awesome. So you guys are awesome. And then at the end of this podcast,
you get to see my face like 5 times a week. That's how lucky you are.
That's not lucky at all. Oh, I'm just kidding. No, but it's awesome because Richie takes such an amazing care of our students and all that stuff. Sheila West is asking, Rich, when will we get the Speedlight course?
Bro.
Soon. You're in the process of making it.
It's like it was kind of done, and then I kind of needed to add to it. This is my first course, so I was nervous. I actually got an invoice for it, so I'm now going to take over control of the edit process. So this will be good.
That'll be awesome. So I watched your Speedlight course, and it was incredible. It was just 30-ish minutes, and we wanted it to be have a few more examples in it. So
I gotcha.
So Rich is going to be adding just a little bit more in there. Did you get new stickers or are those playing cards? What are those?
No, they're stickers.
Okay, awesome. So you're going to stick them on our giveaway stuff that we give away?
Yeah, so if you're lucky enough to get something I give away on one of our shows, you get I'm thinking about sticking one like on said tripod or flash, and then like giving them an extra one just as a gift. Like, here's my face, because the ladies love it, David. I don't know what's going on.
They do love it. They love it. Hey, we should get to the content. What do you think of this podcast today?
Whatever we're doing today, let's dive right in, because I don't know the answer to this for you. I know your story, but it's not like I held your hand, you know?
So today, So today we want to talk a little bit about our first photography gigs, our first photography paid gigs, right? And so
money.
So Rich, what was your first paid photography gig, and how did it come? How much did you get paid? How did it come about? Or unless there's information you don't want to talk about, but go ahead.
I was completely topless. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't know where we were going with that. So my first paid gig is pretty funny. I told it in my original story, but it's when I realized I could make money taking pictures. So my first paid gig is kind of an outlier because I wasn't a business at all. It was the first time I was like, oh, wow. I was playing music. If you can see, I build guitars and play guitars. And I was my band came in second place. I owned a short bus, so we drove that up to Virginia Beach, played Battle of the Bands, put our girlfriends in there, put our equipment in there, and like we came in second place. We won the cash prize. I think it was $500. So we paid everybody in the band, paid for fuel, and paid for a meal, and we each made $20 or something stupid. I had a film camera at the time, and thank God I had like ISO 800 film. in
Yeah.
my bag, and I shot pictures at this concert because the guy saw me with it. He said, "When you're not playing, I want you to take some pictures." And I was like, "Sweet, perfect. I'll send the pictures to you." And back then, Walgreens was putting them on a disc. Like they would develop your negatives and then give you a disc of digitals. And they mailed me, like, it took like 2 months, but he mailed me a check for like $300 for taking pictures for like 3 hours.
Wow.
And I was like, holy crap! Like, I love playing music, but it paid me $20. I kind of love taking pictures, and that paid $300 for like the same amount of time. So I kind of wrapped my head around that. Like, how can I be visually creative and scratch that creative itch I've always had since I was a kid and make money at it? And I was like, holy crap, pictures are that. Like, pictures can be that. And from there, my first paid gigs were more along the lines of like shooting families and friends, and then them like throwing me $50, $100. And like, as I got confident and built a portfolio and did the things that David and I are teaching you, that price just keeps going up and up and up, almost with no limit. Like, if you would have asked me at age 20 when I started this photo journey that I would bill $500 an hour, like normally, like, hey, Rich, come shoot my family. It'll take 45 minutes. Okay, $500, $700. I would have laughed and been like, that's what my dad makes every week. Like, there's no way. So it's been really fun and fulfilling to make money doing something that seems outlandish, that my parents didn't understand, that people don't get. It's been really like fun to succeed, because when you tell people you're an artist, they kind of almost mock. They're like, oh, you're an artist. Like, you don't really work. So the moment that you can kind of own this craft of yours and start making money and start proving to those people, it's a really fun feeling. I mean, it's great. It feels good. Like, I love what I do, and I get paid for it.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Boom.
So you had this moment where you were, pursuing music, and you guys, like the whole band was getting paid $500, and if you were doing it solo, maybe you would have got paid more money than $20, because y'all were splitting $500 between like paying the gas, paying for food, and then paying each band member. And you had $100 left to pay 5 band members or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
But instead, you were able to do something that people valued. I'm not saying they don't value music. Please don't misconstrue.
No, but I mean, it was a lot easier for me to make money.
Yeah, and you were able to make more money just from doing that. That's amazing. What's interesting is as I'm actually thinking about it, I was literally thinking my first paid gig was something else, and I was actually thinking about it more, and I was like, oh, actually no, it was that. So my first paid gig had to do with a concert as well. And then I've told my story about my favorite band on the podcast, I believe, right? Maybe like episode 2 or something. Was that when it was? Episode 2? Okay, so for those of you guys who have been following along a little bit, my favorite band growing up was a band called Switchfoot. They're Christian guys that played, music that was, had just some Christian lyrics, but they had crossover, so you'd hear their songs like Dare You to Move or Meant to Live, stuff like that on mainstream radio. And at the time, I was 18, 19 years old, and I wanted to photograph my favorite band. And if you guys want to hear, gosh, my like all these people are texting me at the moment. At the time, 18, 19 years old, and I wanted to photograph my favorite band. And there's this whole long story there. So go back to episode 2 and listen to that. Episode two, and listen to that, because there's the whole fun story behind all that.
I dare you to move on.
I dare you to move. Yeah, we were meant to live for more than just listening to episode 16. Is that where we're on? Episode 16? 16, I think.
16, baby.
16 episodes, man. That's something to celebrate. I mean, it's not a significant number, but it's a lot. Anyways,
It's significant to me.
I pushed through a bunch of insecurities, and I was able to secure a spot to go photograph this band behind stage. And then the band, and this was like for free. I was doing the shoot for free. Were you doing this photo shoot of the Battle of the Band stuff for free? Like, were you were just
Oh
doing
yeah,
it?
in my mind, I just did it. I was like, I have my camera. I'm starting to learn how to use it. This could be fun. There was like really good stage light, so I was like, sweet.
So you weren't intending to make money. That's interesting, because it's the same for me at the moment. I drove like, I think I forget. I should Google Map it just so I can remember, but I should MapQuest it. You remember MapQuest?
Yeah.
Anyways, I drove at least 5 hours from where I was in Texas to San Antonio to go photograph this concert. The car almost broke down. I was like, I'm going to make there. I don't care if we have to get towed, like whatever. I got to the concert. It was this amazing euphoric experience to a 19-year-old getting to meet like his kind of idols at the time, right? And then I photographed them. And then at the end of the day, they liked the pictures and they offered to pay me $400. So I got paid $400 for my first gig. You got paid $300, so I'm the winner.
Just saying, I know. Yeah.
No, but I mean, they paid me $400, and this was like through the mail afterwards because they wanted to use the photo on a T-shirt, and then also inside the inside cover of one of the next CDs that's up there somewhere. Anyway, so my first paying gig was actually an unexpected victory. Have any of you guys ever had that? You guys can let us know in the comments. Sorry, I haven't been reading the comments the last couple minutes. Have any of y'all ever had the moment where you photographed something and someone paid you anyways? They were applauding you. I forget who says it. Maybe Dave Ramsey says this or something. But they're like, when people pay you, what they're doing is they're applauding you with dollar bills. You know, their money is just simply an applause for saying thank you for doing a good job. You know, and so that was cool that both of us had that experience. It's funny. It's at a concert too. Where it set the stage, if you will, for the rest of our photography careers. You know, it shone a light on something that might develop into something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as long as we focused and looked through the right lens.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, I mean, to draw us even closer, I'm like 90% sure as you told that story, my second paid shoot, I was helping out with a youth group. I was like the number 2, like freshman in college, helping out a youth group. And we went to this like winter festival thing. And my youth pastor happened to know the guy that was running it, like the whole production, 7,000 people, 8,000 people. And the guy's name was Mike. Mike looked at me and he said, is that one of your guys? And he was like, yeah. And I had just gotten a brand new Canon XTI. It was my first digital camera. Yeah. And he was like, all right, come here. And he brought me down stage. He gave me an all access pass. And he said, hey, you're shooting this for me. And we'll pay you like a couple $100. Like I'd already paid to go to this conference, or the church paid for me to go. But okay. I'm pretty sure that's when I first met little baby John Steingard, was at that. Like I'm like 90% sure if I go back to like 2007 or 6 and look at those pictures, like I'm pretty sure that was like the first time I ever saw anybody like that, and I had the opportunity to shoot them, and that kind of kickstarted again my whole photography thing.
That's awesome. John Steingard is a good friend of ours. He was the front man for a while in a band called Hawk Nelson, which I've done several shoots for. And then we went to New York and did a shoot for Google together.
Yeah, it's a small world. We're just so close and we don't even know it. Like it's
cool. So that's awesome. So your second paid gig was also a concert and or a conference
on accident,
and it was on accident. You know, so that's interesting. Because as I'm thinking about it too, the second paid gig that I can remember was my friend Jasper and Jen Rogers. Hopefully they're okay with me saying their names on air. They're this amazing couple.
What's their address?
Do you know Jasper and Jen? I think Jasper works for the Kitty Hawk Fire Department.
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So now we know where they live. Kitty Hawk. Okay.
Yeah, they live in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. They were getting married, and they were just super sweet. They're amazing people in our church. They're good friends with my parents and everything. This is back when I was 19 years old. I think it was after the Switchfoot. It was after the Switchfoot time, and they wanted me to shoot their wedding. And I don't know if we had ever talked about any money at all. Like I don't think we had. I'm not sure. But they wanted me to shoot their wedding, and they were really supportive. So they were really encouraging early on. You have those people that are like, I want to say fans, but they're your friends, and they kind of like really encourage you like a fan would.
Oh yeah, they rally behind you.
Yeah, they rally behind you. They were those friends
word.
that were really supportive and like, you should keep on pursuing this, and you should take our wedding photos and all that stuff. And I was like, wow, you trust me to do that? I'm like, I don't know how to do that. But what's interesting is I read this book by Paul Giro, who's a photography hero of mine and now become a friend of mine. We're like Facebook friends. Paul Giro, he wrote a book called Digital Wedding Photography, and when we make our wedding photography course. We need to follow the format that he talked about in that book because it's so amazing. We should have him on as a guest. Actually, that'd be really awesome. We should have him on as a guest in this podcast. He's awesome.
I made a note.
Remind me, Paul Giro. He's amazing. Amazing photographer. He wrote a book called Digital Wedding Photography. I don't know if you can still find it because it was so amazing. Of course, some of the like editing techniques would be outdated because they're from 15 years ago or something. But when I read that book, I felt because I could do the things that he said in that book. He gave me a mindset and he gave me the things to be able to technically be proficient enough at to not screw up the wedding, technically from a photography perspective, because it's a lot of pressure to be able to, not screw up someone's most important day, you know? So I read that book and I could do what they did. One of his recommendations was to have a flash like this. And I think I learned from that book. I think that book was the book that taught me, point the flash up at the ceiling, bounce it off of a white ceiling if you have it, and then what it'll do is it'll produce this nice ambient light that comes back down. And then there's this white card. When you pull this thing up, there's this thing which is kind of a diffuser. That thing is worthless. Do you ever use that? I never use that. Do you use that?
No, sometimes I break it off, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but anyways, you kind of pull that sucker up and then get it out of the way, and then there's this white card. So when you bounce the light, because this is the flash, when you bounce the light straight off the ceiling, it will like diffuse off the ceiling and come down and create this nice ambient looking light, even though it's supplemental by definition because you're adding a flash in that moment. But it feels pleasant and organic and like ambient lighting because it's bouncing off that and dispersing everywhere. And then this little white card will subtly add a little kick of light into the catch light. See these catch lights into my eyes if you're watching live right now?
Beautiful
Catch lights. This will add a little bit of forward flash without it being super harsh like this, because this looks horrible. Don't ever shine a flash in someone's face directly.
It's kind of like a flashlight right in their face.
Yeah, it's annoying. Like everyone's like, oh, like don't do that. But if you do this,
never do that ever. Bounce
the main light off the ceiling, and then a little teeny bit of fill light comes forward. Then it just kind of fills in some shadows and can kind of produce a little teeny bit of catch light. Back to the wedding. I read Paul Giro's book, which was amazing. And I bought a flash. So it was probably a Nikon flash at the time because I had a Nikon D70 at the time. And I went and I photographed the crap out of their wedding. I poured my heart into it. Okay. And I wasn't married at the time. And I didn't really know what I was doing. If I'm honest, I really didn't know what I was doing, but I just tried hard, and we got some, in my opinion now, they were like some okay pictures. Sorry, Jasper and Jen. But at the time, we all thought, like, everyone was like, these are amazing. And as a 19-year-old kid, I'm like, yeah, they are amazing. And then at the end of their wedding, they paid me $200. And I was just like, holy crap, this is amazing. $200. And I didn't ask for anything. Like I would like $200 was amazing for me at the time. I was like, I'm 19 years old. This is amazing, because I'm thinking working for $8 or $9 an hour, like in other places at the time. So, and to get $10 an hour was like a good wage. We're talking 16, 17 years ago. And so to get $200 for 3 or 4 hours of shooting was like awesome. I was like, this is incredible. It's like 50 or $60 an hour at that point. And so basically my second gig was actually getting unexpected. I was kind of volunteering, if you will, to photograph Switchfoot, and then I got paid for that. And I was volunteering to photograph my friend's wedding, who I cared about deeply. And then they paid me money, and I was like, wow, like this is incredible. And I remember thinking, man, if I could make $200 a weekend, like shooting weddings for a few hours, that's like way better than no offense to my dad, but bussing tables or sweating in my dad's cabinet shop for, at the time, $8, $9, $10 an hour, or whatever it was. And so I remember thinking, like, man, this photography thing, like, if you booked enough gigs, like, this could be a great living. And what if you could raise your prices above 200? What if we're talking about 17 years ago. We're talking about, what if I could raise your prices to shoot $500 a wedding? At the time, I'm like, that'd be amazing, because, if I worked all week at $10 an hour, then I would make $400 a week. And if I could get paid $500 for shooting one wedding on the weekend, that's $2,000 a month. That at the time, now my perspective is a little different now, but at the time I was thinking, dang, that's like $24K a year. That's like a full-time living for a 20-year-old kid. Like, that's amazing. So anyways, that was my second full-time gig. What are you thinking?
Dude, that's awesome. No, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, it's funny because I want to spin off too, but I want to say that we have a thing called the Essential Gear Guide, which we can get Crystal to share somewhere. There's a link to that. Basically, what I'm saying is for $600, once you learn how to see, shoot, and edit like a photographer, it is really easy to make money with photography, like big money. Like you can come up with your initial investment. No other business in the world can you like have $600 and make $600 your first day. Like it's, imagine if like, I mean, you buy a vinyl machine to make stickers, that's $200, but it takes you like 30 jobs to make up that sticker machine that you bought. Photography, because of the art nature of it and the capturing moments forever part of it, it's really easy, even if you were like severely cheap, like on the cost end, it's really easy for you to make your money up. Let's say you buy $600 worth of camera gear and you shoot 3 weddings for $200. That people will do that. Like people pay me $4,000, $5,000 to shoot a wedding. People will pay you, $200 to shoot their whole wedding. I promise there's people out there like that. But I want to let you know, like thinking about David's second story, my friend who I play music with, and I make no money doing it with her, Rachel, who I love. I happened to have my camera and I shot at her wedding 13, 14 years ago. And like to this day, she's like, thank God you were there because you got some of our best pictures from our wedding day. And I didn't know what I was doing. She had entrusted another photographer and paid her, but like she was happy with my work. And then I shot her sister's wedding like 4 months later with a guy that I was trying to learn from and like have this mentorship with. And again, they were like, God, Rich, thank God you were there, because you got a lot of moments that were missed from our regular photographer, because I was already starting to see like a photographer. And I really want you to take that in. Like the value from learning from somebody is almost invaluable. Like learning from somebody's mistakes, learning from somebody's technique, learning from somebody else's point of view is incredible when you're trying to see and act and be a photographer. Because once you say, I'm a photographer, you're a photographer, and that's when this like magical thing happens to where you can turn it into something fun where you're taking better pictures of your kids, your grandkids, or you're making a lot of extra money on the weekend, or you're making a full-time salary, like which I did for over 10 years and David did for like over 15 years. So it's a really powerful thing. And if you're listening to this, you're at least interested in photography. And that's like one reason why like I love what I do so much within the photo mentorship that we just gave away to Teresa, because I'm like not hand holding in a bad way. Like I'm helping all these photographers up step by step to like slowly and on their level get this thing called photography that's not complicated once you look at it correctly. Like a jigsaw puzzle that's a million pieces looks complicated, but once you start putting each piece together and you get halfway done, it's not that bad. You just have to learn how to see how to put that puzzle together, and it's great. So learn as much as you can. That's like a big thing I can say. Yes, it was great making money when I shouldn't have been able to, but don't be afraid to just shoot to learn and shoot to help. And, don't be afraid to shoot for less. Because, I mean, David, would you shoot a band right now for $200?
Depends on the band, but probably not. The money wouldn't. The money wouldn't be the enticing thing at this point, or not the $200, right? But at the time, that was life changing to me. Yeah. So it really just depends. But the other thing is, my first wedding that I actually negotiated to shoot, like that was actually supposed to be a paying gig, was $500, and it was probably a year or so later after that other one. And anyways, long story short, because that first wedding of Jasper and Jen, like they just blessed me and surprised me with paying me $200, and I just was thrilled, like actually absolutely thrilled, because I was volunteering because they were good friends of ours. And the next wedding was another friend of mine, but we had actually negotiated for $500, which is 2.5 times what I had made prior. And I was beyond thrilled to make $500 a wedding. But context, I was 21, that was 14, 15 years ago. And then the last weddings that I was shooting were starting around 15 grand, you know? But that's because we had developed 15 grand per minute. That's because we had developed a style. We had developed the brand, and we had, really focused on, on really establishing ourselves and, making it about the experience of being photographed by David and Tammy Molnar, And so it's so important to getting your first gigs is huge. It's a monumental moment. You have to go through so many things and so many stepping stones just to get to the point where you can do your first paid gig, right? You've got to learn how to master your camera. You've got to learn how to shoot this camera in manual mode. Okay, you've got to get a flash, and now you've got to learn some. If you're talking about weddings specifically, you need to be. Do not shoot a wedding if you don't have a flash and you don't know how to use it. Get a flash, learn how to manually control it. Rich has a course coming out very soon in the photo mentorship. Aim this at the ceiling, maybe. No, it's coming out. And you need to learn to be proficient. So there's some barriers to entry just to get to that point of shooting your first gigs to get paid $200, $500, whatever the price is now for starting wedding, right? But then beyond that, then it's about developing a brand and building a portfolio and establishing yourself as really a professional photography, a professional business that people can look up to and respect and want and aspire to hire you to photograph their weddings, if weddings is the example that we're going to run with here. Okay, so building a brand is so important, so crucial, and it's when you build a brand that's reputable, that's how you start charging higher end prices. So when you ask me the question, would you still shoot a band for $200? No. If it was friends of mine or something, then maybe I'd do it for free or something. But that's because I've built a brand, and I have bands paying me tens of thousands of dollars to shoot album covers and all sorts of things. So it's different. It's a different phase of life. But building a brand and getting established and building a reputation, a good reputation, and and raising your prices incrementally over time and building that trust is so huge and so valuable. And I think that's what we need to be talking about next week on the podcast. What do you think, Rich?
I agree. Forward always. Always forward.
Yep. Awesome. Hey, Rich, someone asked this question earlier. You were talking about the short bus. I just got to answer this question for everyone. Did you steal the short bus?
No. I bought this short bus. But it was awesome. It's to this day, it's the coolest vehicle I've ever owned.
But yeah,
I used to take 12 kids to school in it. That's how awesome it was. I felt for 6 months of my high school junior career, I would pick up people. I'd open the door. My air conditioning was a fan. I flipped the switch, and the fan on the back turned on, and the fan on the front turned on. It was the most. I couldn't have the word school bus on it, so I crudely painted over the word school, and I had to rip the stop sign off because I couldn't have the stop sign open when I stopped. So when I stopped, just this little metal arm would open up.
So hopefully you're not standing there.
Yeah.
My friend Ben Sumners, he's a little older than me, so you may not. Do you know who Ben Sumners is? He would.
I don't think so.
He would. It was so funny. He had this Volkswagen. Maybe it was a Jetta, I forget. And he could turn, the windshield wipers that the wiper fluid just to wash your windshield.
Oh yeah, turn it out.
He would turn it out, and so when he'd drive by people in the school parking lot, he'd just squirt them right in the face. And oh man, riding with Ben Sumner.
Do you remember Artie Tillett?
No.
Artie Tillett, the principal. He was my principal in high school. Artie.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Artie Tillett would because I could park my bus because we got assigned numbers. I was number 47 in the Manual High School parking lot. And when I backed into my space, my tires just fit in. And for the first 3 days I drove it, they would come out there with a tape measure to make sure I nailed parking and wasn't breaking any rules.
Oh,
but yeah, man, I have some great memories of just being an idiot in high school.
I do remember Artie Tillett. If that's the right guy, yeah, he was actually really
yeah. But he was I remember the first day I had it, and I was at school, and I got out of class early to make sure I was okay, and the thing actually started. Because going with the wind, I could do the speed limit. Going against the wind, I could only do about 40 miles an hour. So if I got a really bad headwind, I couldn't even make the speed. But I bought that thing for $900 and sold it for $2,000. So as a kid, I did great return on investment.
Wow, that's incredible. Inflation, right?
I thought he was gonna be mad at me, and he was like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever seen." So Artie's the man.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, he was. If he's who I'm remembering, I think we just called him Mr. Tillett. I don't know if I knew.
Yeah,
his
that
first
was
name.
Mr. Tillett. Yeah,
Mr. Tillett, the principal. Yeah, I wasn't on a first name basis like you are with everyone. Hey,
about that.
we're gonna we're gonna give away this Godox Speedlight, not Speedlight, sorry, strobe from B&H. It's $109. We're gonna give that away right now in just a second to one of you guys who shared about this podcast, because we give away stuff all the time. We give away stuff all the time. So what I need is I
got you. I lost you for a second.
Okay, sweet. There we go. I need to get. Do we have a winner for this? I keep on calling it Speedlight, but
it's bigger than a Speedlight. But yes,
Speedlight. It's called a strobe. What's the difference between a Speedlight like this and a studio strobe? More power.
A lot more power.
A lot more power. Do you know what the watt seconds for like something like a Yongnuo or Godox or a 580?
You would ask me that.
I'm just wondering. I don't actually know. I'm sure we can Google that, or someone can Google that for us. But for instance, like this Einstein speed, like you can't see it, but it's off the screen over here.
Between 60 and 110.
Okay, gotcha. Well, this one is 640 watt seconds, which is how powerful it is. And so it's a lot more powerful. A lot more powerful. So the one that we're actually giving away is 300 the actual wattage, or the watt seconds?
Yeah, 300 watt seconds.
300
so
watt
that's
seconds.
pretty powerful. I mean, you can use that for any indoor shoot you need.
Oh, it's great. Oh, it's absolutely,
that kicks a lot of light.
It's absolutely perfect for like indoor studio shooting. The only difference would be is like if you're outside in the middle of the day and you're trying to make your strobe as powerful as the sun, then you need to have a higher watt second light like this. But that's a really kind of rare scenario. So this light that we're giving away is like perfect for that. And so remember, on Thursday, I'm like, which day is it? On Thursday, we're going to be doing a live training webinar. So if you guys show up to that, you have a chance to win our studio lighting kit that we're going to be giving away. Here's the studio lighting kit that we're going to actually be giving away right here. It's going to come with 2 lights, 2 soft boxes, a bag, and a transmitter receiver kit. So we're going to be giving that away to one of you guys on that free training webinar on Thursday. And if you would like to register for that, I'm going to post a link right now. Webinar registration. There we go. Okay, here's the webinar registration link right here. It's a really pretty link. Kidding. But anyways, that's the link.
Tell. I didn't see it, but I could tell by the way you said it. It wasn't.
Yeah. I like links to be pretty. Charlie's saying she signed up for sure. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to be giving away that whole kit on Thursday for one of you guys who show up live to that webinar. But today we're going to be giving away this one, this single strobe right now on this podcast, because we give stuff away all the time. So I'm really excited about that. Well, hey, Rich, would you like to announce the winner of this?
Yeah, anytime.
Sweet. There's no problem.
Yeah.
At all.
I said brah. I was like, brah. What up, brah? Like,
what
bro.
Up, bro? Yeah. Can you tell me more? The winner.
How's your wife doing? How's Tammy?
Oh, Tammy is doing great. She's doing great. Thanks for asking, Pra. The winner is
Tammy.
Tammy, you have won. That's why we're saying Tammy.
That's why we're saying your name. We're dumb. We can't
Pra.
Yeah.
Like, hey, brah, but Pra.
Improv.
We're improv.
Improvisation.
Improvisation. There we go. That's what we're talking about. So, hey, Tammy,
this podcast is probably over.
You have won this Godox. I don't know. Maybe they can tell me how to pronounce it. 300 watt second mono light. It's really awesome. It's really great. And if you guys register at that link that I had posted before, here's that link again. Linda's calling us dorks. I don't know why she's calling us dorks. I don't know why.
Ouch, Linda. Harsh.
Yeah, come on, Linda. Come on. If you register for the webinar and you show up live, then you could win this lighting kit, which is really amazing. So go do it.
And if you're in TPM, the photo mentorship, me and Emily are going live tomorrow. You can win something there, and you can learn how to edit like a freaking she's a stupid rock star. When I watch her edit, I'm just like, I quit.
I know.
I'm never going to edit a photo again.
She's so good.
And then Wednesday, they can learn from you and Brandon with Wedding Boot Camp Week 2. We're going to give away something then.
Yep.
Thursday, we're giving away this strobe set kit. Mm-hmm. Friday, Tech Talk with Rich. We're giving something away. So literally, if you're in the photo mentorship,
you could
see
us live every
four
day.
More chances. Yeah, and win something for free.
Yeah, because we give stuff away every single day. Because giveaways are the most. So Sarah Reed is saying she's crazy amazing. As in Emily is amazing at editing. Linda Kane is saying she loves. What's that? Yeah, exactly. You are a man. So awesome. Well, hey, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Your Photography Mentor podcast. You guys are amazing. If y'all haven't, make sure you register for that web class. There's a link right there. If you would like to join the Photo Mentorship, check out thephotomentorship.com because you can get unlimited access to all of our courses, and you can stream them at your own pace. And you can get unlimited questions answered. And all those other events that we were talking about are exclusively inside the Photo Mentorship. So if you want to go to the Edit with Emily live, that's tomorrow inside the Facebook group for the Photo Mentorship. If you're not a member, you can't attend. Wednesday is the Wedding Photography Boot Camp, week 2 with me and Brandon. Not Rich. Brandon.
Sorry.
That's live on Wednesday, exclusively inside the Photo Mentorship Facebook group. And then Thursday is a webinar that's open to the public. And Friday is Tech Talk with Rich, which is exclusively for TPM students. So that means we're going live 3 times this week, exclusively for TPM students. TPM stands for the Photo Mentorship, and you can check that out at thephotomentorship.com and get unlimited access to all of our courses, stream all of our courses, and you can stream access to all of our courses, and you can get unlimited questions answered by experts. You can click this Ask an Expert button, and you can ask questions right here, and all sorts of stuff. So you can get access to all of these courses here. Hey, if you want to check the Naturally Pose Your Subjects Like a Pro course, the Lightroom Classic course, any of these things, check them all out at thephotomentorship.com. You guys are amazing. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
Guess what?
What?
I love you.
You too, buddy. You too, buddy.